We are live. What's up, y'all? Okay, we made a goal. By the end of the day, we talked to somebody for this podcast. I've been slacking. I haven't done one in a while, and we got the boys in Invigorator, so young Thrash, and they're gonna educate you. So get into it. How did it start? What's up?
All right, so we're from San Antonio, Texas. We actually started as a solo project that I was doing during quarantine just to kill some time, and then I met Milo, and we started hitting it off, and we were like, yeah, we should jam sometime. And so he asked me to kind of join his band that he had going on, and then ended up, kind of fell apart. So he came and joined Invigorator, and we turned it into like a real band. So yeah,
Hell
tell
yeah!
him, Milo.
Yep, he basically summed it up. Yep, that's the story. But another thing, though, another detail. It all started over an interaction over the Alamo. Because the Alamo, the thing that Ozzy Osbourne pissed on, it
Joke
was...
stealing.
Dude, you opened it up.
Dude, come on, that was such a good joke. I was going to use it again.
If you wanted to use it, you should have told me. But anyways, after the protests back in, I forgot when, it's been so long now.
Like June.
So the Alamo got vandalized, like spray painted. Somebody put some sort of message on. I don't even remember what it was. And so Zach was like, I can't believe that happened. Like, and he messaged me a few days later. He was like, dude, we must live in the same area because I live in the Alamo City also. And so basically, like, hey, you want to call real quick? And so, yeah, we like hit it off instantly. We called for like, I want to say 3 hours. And then
Yeah,
we
it was
just
a good conversation.
Then we just shared music from there.
Right on. What was your when you started the thing? What you know how you're like, oh, I want to make this band sound like X, Y, and Z. What did you want to sound like? I mean, like obviously you want to be original, but like who are your influences?
Definitely, me personally, I definitely had kind of like a combination of modern stuff and also like 80s stuff, like Megadeth, Overkill, Sacred Reich, and also stuff like Havoc, Harlot, kind of those new wave thrash bands like Warbringer and
Warbringer, hell yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Canadian.
Personally, my drum influences, because Zach is like keeping us like in like the range, like I guess like style wise, but like drummer influences, Dave Lombardo from Slayer all the way, and Joey Jordison,
right on,
and believe it or not, Neil Peart.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I was just
Can't go
talking
wrong
about
with Rush.
Rush the other day about I think it was bass. The topic was bass, and I was like, hey man, what do you think of Rush? And they were like, I'm not a big fan. I'm like, dude, Rush is like, I don't know, like bass heavy. Like when you think of Rush, you think of bass and drums. So
and keyboard.
Yeah, and keyboard. So
and high pitched vocals.
Right. So off of the topic of high pitched vocals, you said Overkill earlier. It sounds like the vocals you're doing Overkill stuff.
I was literally saying the same thing.
In my opinion, it sounds like Overkill.
Zach, are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here. So the thing with the vocals was I couldn't really sing at a time. I didn't want to attempt to sing. So I kind of just started screaming, and I'm like, this doesn't sound terrible. I can work with this. So, but like that's also the thing that I get shit for the most is when people like listen to it. First of all, the audio quality is like awful, but like also the vocals, which is definitely gonna change. It's definitely gonna change.
Yeah, but the fact that people like berate us for it, even though we're just like freaking teenagers, it's like starting off something new, just says a lot.
Yeah, dude. The one thing about a metal band is like, it takes time. Like for vocals, like have you ever heard of Hammerhead? They're a really young thrash band that they blew up. Yeah, they blew up.
The Metallica cover.
Yeah. They blew up. And I talked to them recently, and I brought that up of like the vocalists and stuff. He's like, dude, it just takes time. Like, you're
Hmm.
not going to master it overnight.
No, yeah,
That's definitely
absolutely.
true.
I'm probably gonna go for like a David Sanchez and like Tom Araya type scream, yell, growl.
Right.
And
Now,
even my like drumming has like had to like evolve, like because we've like attempted to record Unforgiving Sea. That's one of the songs on there. We've attempted to record it like a couple of times, but they all sound terrible. But every time we record it, it just sounds better and better and better.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
Milo's like a mastermind on the drums because like every time
Not
we
really.
talk about a song, he'll come up with something new, and it just all the songs keep evolving and evolving. So it's like it's amazing, you know. That's the process.
the I've been told this. Well, I've said this from day one. It doesn't matter how good your band is; it's the drummer. Like, if you have a crappy drummer, your band's gonna sound like shit. Like,
I can
doesn't
agree with
matter.
that.
Agreed.
Like, you could have a really bland death metal band, but if you have a really good drummer, it could like take it to it could be the next hit. But if that's what you call it, hits aren't really death metal, but
More like kills.
right. So what do you guys got like coming up? What are you
We
working
do
on
have
now?
we're currently working on a new demo, you know, with our new sound and stuff.
And
We
pro audio.
have yeah, and we're gonna actually try with the audio this time. And it's definitely our sound is really still evolving. We're still trying to like connect and really come together as a band far as sound wise. We're coming along pretty well. Um Definitely a lot of kind of I can see like where everybody's influences are coming in. Where like Milo's like Slayer influences and my kind of modern like Lich King and
Hell
Harlot and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah, and then Jason's where he's got like a kind of a Slipknot like new
New
metal.
metal, death metal.
Yeah, death metal, new metal, you know, like Cannibal Corpse and stuff. But you know, he's found a way to where it you know, it really fits. So I think that's really cool
That's
that that's
awesome.
working. Yeah.
Yeah, that's half the battle, man. It's like, especially being young, everybody dude, I was in a band when I was super young, and like it never worked out because everybody's like, yo man, I got an idea and I'm going with it, like I feel like the younger you are, the harder it is, but it sounds like you guys are trucking through.
Compromise is like the most important part of a band because like
Yeah.
one weak link can just screw up everything.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then you kick him out.
Exactly.
You smoke him. So are you guys going to, well, like, what are you gonna try to improve on the next record?
Definitely riffs.
Like what have you learned since the last EP?
Way
I've
more
learned
fills.
that. Say that again, Ma.
Like way more drum fills, like actually just not like keeping like a skank beat the entire time, not just keeping the same beat. I had to like do something that like give it a little bit of like flair, you know? And so
Right,
like
right,
I
right.
like study Dave Lombardo's videos, like and he like did a lot of fills that's like super hard to notice, but they make like the biggest difference in the world.
Right. Right,
Absolutely.
correct.
And I've definitely learned that you can't rush anything, you know, especially
Yeah, I
like,
was I was just talking to one of my friends on that live stream about that.
yeah, exactly. And it's like, because when it was just me, I was the only one in my own way. So, you know, if I thought something sounded cool, I'd just run with it, you know. But
Right,
like
right,
now that I have other people's opinions and input and stuff, we have more time, you know, on this with these songs. And so we're really like fine tuning and, you know, nitpicking and everything. So it's not just, you know, whatever I first wrote, you know, the rough draft goes on the record. It's really, we're perfecting it little by little.
right, right. Yeah, it looked like you were doing like pre-pro on like I think it was Audacity, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
I use Reaper. That's super. The program's free. I highly recommend it. It's so good, man. It's like Pro Tools but free. It's awesome.
Oh, no way. That's really cool. I'll have to check that out then.
It's like you can multi-track with it. Like you can get a what is it? An 18i8 interface, and you could track a whole band with that program. Like it's perfect.
Sweet.
No way.
But yeah,
And
that's what I'm gonna start
sorry.
doing for my band stuff. It's
Nice.
multi-track demos and stuff.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm like bad about like rushing things. Cause like Zach and I like for the past month, we've been like having like sometimes I DM, I'm like, come on, dude, let's speed this up a little, you know? Let's put the merch out. Just do this. Let's just go for it. Not even think about it.
Right.
But then I just like have to like think to myself, okay, I know this is getting frustrating. And I know you just want to go, but like if we want this to be successful and if we don't want to sound like crap, we have to like take it slow. So it's like
Yeah.
I have to like mentally talk to myself to like remember patience.
Right.
No, yeah, absolutely. And it's, it's fun to want to, it's exciting to be in a band, because like all three of us, we've just, our whole lives, we just wanted to be in a band and we finally have that. And so
Right.
we're trying not to like jump the gun or get too like trigger happy,
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely feel like I think the best advice, like I mean, obviously, whatever, take it as you like it, but the more time you take, like the better it's going to come out. Like I spent 2 years on an album, didn't turn out that good. I wish I took 4. I wish I took 4 because like I said, the more time is the more perfection. But sometimes that's bad. Sometimes that's bad because then you nitpick yourself too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're our own worst enemies,
I can
you know. We
understand
can't
that.
like
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
we can't like crush like ourselves too much about something.
Right.
Because there'll be days like where I record something and like the first day I think like, oh my god, this is the best song I ever wrote. The next day I hear it, I was like, what the hell is this? And then and I'm like, this is garbage. But sometimes I just like have to like tell myself, okay, you're still learning.
Right. Yeah, no. If you can do a skank beat at age, you said 14, 15? Yeah.
14.
That's nuts, dude. Like
Like,
I wish. You said you don't even like do like training? Like lessons? Damn.
music's just always been like the biggest like part of my life. Like I took piano lessons when I was like 4, but I stopped because I'm ADHD, so I was like going too nuts like during lessons. And so then I started up again in 2nd grade. And I did it for like I want to say 5 years. But by the time I hit 6th grade, I was like, you know what, screw this, I'm done. I just want to do my metal stuff.
I'm just trying to play blast beats, dude.
Yes, exactly. You got it.
No, yeah.
And funny thing is, I actually only started drumming in the pandemic. Like I had a drum kit that I like screwed around with when I was like 3 and like played some John Mayer on it. But like it's like right when the pandemic hit was like right when I started like to drum like Slayer.
Oh yeah. Slayer, dude. I I never got to see them, dude. Makes me sad.
My bassist got to see him. And so I like yell at him every time he brings it up.
But then
remember-
again,
Oh yeah. Sorry, I remember because when they were going on tour with like Testament, and I think Behemoth, I was like a huge
the bassist.
Testament. What's up, Jason? I was a huge like Testament fan. I was really getting into music and thrash metal. So I'm like, Dad, can we get tickets? Can we get tickets? And he's like, I don't know, Slayer's kind of satanic and stuff.
Same!
I thought that. I know, it took me years to convince him otherwise. And now he's like, all right, yeah, this sounds good. It's not bad. But
it's
yeah,
too late. Slayer's gone.
I totally missed that. And then, as soon as I really loved Slayer, they're gone.
Me too.
Jason, you suck. You want to know why?
Who, me?
You saw Slayer and we didn't, man.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to flex or anything.
Yeah, you already flexed.
It was a pretty cool show. Huh?
I said you already flexed, man.
And he got to
That
see
was-
Lamb of God. And Anthrax.
Yeah,
And Behemoth.
Anthrax.
And Napalm Death.
Napalm. That's awesome.
Yeah, they were like the secret opener. Like you had to get there like super early to see them, I think.
Yeah,
That's
I wasn't there
awesome.
early. I got there. I think I got there around Anthrax. It was like 3 bands left. No, 4 bands left. I think. Testament. Yeah, I saw Testament, Anthrax, Lamb of God, and then the finale Slayer.
Damn. Yeah,
Nice.
you
And
know-
yeah, we have tickets to go see Sacred Reich and Sepultura.
And
March.
Megadeth.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I got a ticket for Megadeth and Lamb of God. That's gonna be sick.
Yeah, I forgot. I keep forgetting you like keep bringing that up and shit. But like, yeah.
Oh, shut up.
All right, Jason, we're gonna fire some questions out to you. You ready, man?
Cool. Yeah, man.
All right.
Late, you dumb
So,
son of a bitch.
so what's the best and worst part about being a bass player?
Best and worst part. I think the best part is how heavy the instrument sounds for me, like how like deep it sounds.
Mm-hmm.
I like that part, but I guess the worst part is like how the bass is the quote unquote not important part of the band. Little references and remarks.
Hey, it's all right.
There would be no Motorhead without Lemmy.
Dude, absolutely.
Exactly.
Well, I think
metallic with the
yeah, I think the best part about bass is like if you don't have it, you suck. But if like it's kind of a hit or miss. Like you need bass.
Mhm.
Like
yeah.
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, exactly. It's the best
So,
part of the band.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to in this band? Like, what's like the best part about being a part of it?
The best part about being in the metal band?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, all right. So I think the best part. Well, first, like I like to explore. Like, I guess the best part is, expressing my creativity, what I have in store. Because me, Zach, and Milo have been like creating a pretty good, stuff so far, and
Right.
expressing my creativity, and that's a good part. And then I think another good part is bringing people together, like with our music.
Right.
I think that's the best part. I enjoy that a lot. There's a lot of like bad and negativity going around the world. I think the best part about being in the band is bringing people together, gluing pieces together.
Well
said. That is, yeah.
Thanks.
I mean, so the name of this podcast is called Between Exaltation and Aggression. So that like sums up exactly what you said, man.
Yeah.
It's like, even though you see this music as like aggressive, like it's people, showing, how they feel, but at the same time, like rejoicing, at the same time.
The funniest thing was that it took this dude 3 years to get in a band with me because we've known each other for a while. He's a year older than me. I was in 6th grade and he was in 7th grade. We went to the same middle school. Mm-hmm. And one day he's like, dude, because I was wearing an Obituary shirt and we became like instant friends.
Yeah, I want to talk to Obituary.
Yeah, but it was super funny because my first band, we were more like classic rock and we weren't even serious. And so I asked him, hey, do you want to do bass player for that or something like that? He said, nah. Second time, I was like, I'll think about it, but never got back to me about it. But it was like, because he was like with his cousin, like in another band or something like that.
I had a side piece going on with my cousin because I think we had something going, but then about like, what, the third time, Milo, you asked?
Yeah. It was because like we hadn't talked in like 10 months and like no more than a year, and Zach was like bugging me to like try to find a bassist, and he's like, well, I know this dude, and I kept on forgetting to text Jason for like 30 weeks, and I finally did. And the funniest part was I didn't even have to text Jason because the old guitarist Vic, they already knew each other, and I had no idea that it was that Jason.
Right.
That was probably like the coolest thing ever, because at that moment when they're like, wait, I know you. And then, like everything clicked. I'm like, wow, we made it,
Yeah.
And then it all came together.
Right on.
We just had to have one FaceTime and they were both in.
That's awesome.
Yeah, honestly. I had like Milo said, that was with my cousin. I had a little thing going on with them. And we were like sort of like getting close because we had a guitarist and a drummer, because we had a lead and a drummer. But I don't know what happened between the three of them. I think those two bailed or something. I'm not too sure. And it was taking a while. And then when Milo like hit me up with this band, I was like, you know what? I really want to do this already. Start my creativity. So I joined in. Then Vic was there, and then everything clicked that day.
Right. Now, do you guys? Is there like a primary writer in the band, or I mean, like obviously you're a three-piece,
Zach.
but right.
Not to
Yeah.
toot my own horn or anything, but the way we kind of split it up is I come up with like the riffs and the music and everything. Like I'll come up with a whole song like musically, and then me and Jason will like write lyrics, and Milo will like write this insane drum part, and that's kind of how it all kind of comes together.
There it is.
Yeah.
And so it's funny though, because like whenever like the way we do it, we just like upload riffs to the drive, and like whenever I hear it, I like instantly hear in my head the drum part, like it just like goes in there right away, and I'm like, okay, I'm walking upstairs,
Yeah.
and I just like spend like maybe like 2 hours just like perfecting it, and it sounds pretty cool. Some are
There you
better,
go.
some are worse, but still always turns out really cool.
Yeah, because I'll
And then-
upload, because like I'll come up, I have like tons of riffs in my recorded in my phone, and sometimes I'll put some together into a song and I'll record it, and I'll be like, hey, do you guys like this? And then they're like, yes, no, yeah, we'll use it, no, let's save it.
Right.
And then
Right,
me
right.
and Zach will talk about like the topic on what we want the lyrics as. Like, yeah, me like he'll bring up a topic, and then we'll like FaceTime call each other and stuff like that, and we basically like have like an hour or two discussions about lyrics. We'll get half the lyrics done, and then we'll work on the other half whenever we're both available.
The funniest
Jason
thing is
incredible
whenever
with coming
Sorry,
up
go
with lyrics. No, it's okay. That's all I was going to say. He's incredible with coming up with
he
lyrics.
is.
We
The
love
funniest-
to bounce ideas off each other. All right, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, the funniest thing is like it's always like have to be Zach and Jason only because whenever I join in there, I always come up with some stupid other topic, like we get into an argument about the best Slayer album or something like that, and then we just completely like lose our focus and like talk about random like stuff for 2 hours, and we only get like one line written.
The last time
Yeah.
we all tried to write a song together, it took us and like the song had already been written. We just needed one last verse, like a few lines,
I
and
had
so
it
we go
written.
3 hours. We're just constantly off topic, trying to get back in, and then Milo's like, "Hey, I already had these lyrics that I wrote a while ago," and, it took him 4 hours to like finally bring them up, and they ended up working, and it's like, all right, great.
Can you guys excuse me real quick? I gotta go get something real quick.
All right.
All right, Jason.
I'll be right back. Yeah.
All right.
And
Back
another
to-
thing, the reason why Jason doesn't have his camera on is because he's always wanted to do like a face hiding thing.
Oh, that's all right. It
And
happens.
I think it's really cool though. Like kind of like Tortilla Man.
Yeah, he's
Tortilla,
working
man.
on his mask right now.
It's pretty cool.
No, yeah.
Kind of
No.
like the new basis for Havoc.
Yeah. Yeah. Havoc is killing it right now, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think the top releases of 2020 are?
V.
Either V or I'm trying to think because like the main three that I can off the top of my head are V, Titans of Creation, and
Guys, the creation was
the
pretty
Weapons
sick.
of I listened to it again. It was
Show,
meh. Some
tell
of the
me
riffs were kinda similar.
some, because I'm gonna put some on my Spotify. Come on.
Not gonna lie, I wasn't the biggest fan of the Warbringer album, but it's still,
Warbringer, yeah, I
it's
haven't
still
heard,
some
I haven't
killer
listened
stuff
to that
though.
one yet.
It was also tough for them
I have
because they
not.
did have to they had released Woe to the Vanquished, which was like an impeccable album. It was perfect. So it's always hard to follow up an act like that.
Yeah.
Right.
The new Napalm Death album. That one was
Yeah,
sick.
that's
I'd
killer.
probably say The Uprising of Hatred by Steel Mage. We're friends with them. Go support them.
Mhm.
Definitely will plug them right there.
Yeah,
Plug 'em.
and what's it called? And this was from 2019, but it happened in December, so it basically counts, But Death as We Know It from Phantom Witch, I talk with those guys a lot. They're like super chill dudes.
Dude,
And the new Harlot album is coming out.
just remember this, man. The more connections you know, the better you will be in the music industry.
Dude, Milo is so sick
Yo,
with
yeah.
connections. He'll come out with like these new connections,
No.
and I'm like, how do you know this person? And they're like, so I shouldn't say anything, too revealing. But yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like,
I'm just not afraid to like go out and like reach out to a person.
yeah,
Like just having the confidence to do that is like will like determine success sometimes even.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I just got a text message I think it was like 2 days ago from this band. They're semi-popular, and they just reached out to me. They're like, "Hey, man, check out my SoundCloud song." And like, there wasn't a lot of views, but it was a good tune. And I was like, "Yo, man, shout out to you for actually like reaching out to people." Because like, I feel like so many people just. I mean, I did it myself. I just throw it on Bandcamp and be done with it. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta go above that nowadays
The
to
thing
actually
Yeah.
get everything done.
Very true. The funny thing is that I actually had a full album recorded back in April, around the time my old band. We were called Faces of the Martyrs. I have the T-shirt in my closet actually, but the thing was, I was like super sick of the guys like never like doing anything basically, and I was like, come on, and so let's do something already. So I was like, okay, fuck this. I'm just gonna rewrite this whole thing on my own. And so that's what I did. I wrote like the entire like 10-track album on my own, but they did not like that at all. They were like, "Are you kidding me? You should have included us in it." And I was like, "Yo, chill."
You're like, all right, move on. I don't want to be a part of y'all no more.
Now the funny thing is that they didn't actually quit on us. We just like slowly disintegrated.
Yeah, that's how bands go. It's either like you're really into it or you're done.
Yeah. Like this thing was ready to go. Like I was gonna like put this up like on like DistroKid, but like they were just like, screw it, we're not doing this anymore. And so the reason like I didn't put it on there was because like I don't have like my backup, I don't have like my crew, so like what's the point?
Right.
And one of those songs, actually one of my best ones that I ever written, was gonna go on this next EP, but it just didn't sound like Invigorator. So I was like, maybe another time, dude.
Yeah.
We could always put it on like an experimental album or something like that. Also, speaking of albums, another album is Part of a Sick World by Surgical Strike.
By
that was
who?
a pretty good record.
Who is that?
By Surgical Strike.
Surgical Strike.
And the new Carcass song.
Carcass. Yeah.
I love Carcass.
Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Cool. Just making sure.
I actually have not heard of this band, Surgical Strike. They look badass.
Neither have I.
They're pretty new.
They only have 846 monthly, but like that it doesn't matter. I listen to a lot of bands that nobody knows. And
me too.
Another one too. They just released like a EP like a few weeks ago. I'm just gonna shout them out because they're friends of ours. Mortal Backlash. They released an EP called The Backlash of Thrash. It's pretty sick.
Yeah,
it was pretty good. As long as we're plugging people, go follow Hacksaw on Instagram, Hacksaw Official. They're really good. Go follow Revolt. They just released a single called Order of Destruction. I think that's about it for now.
Revolt.
Yeah, Revolt.
The one's called Hacksaw.
Yeah, one of them. They're Hacksaw. It's a 3-piece band from Canada. They've got some promising stuff.
It's funny because like we talk a lot, like the guitarist and I, like we talk a lot, but we always end up just like saying like Texas and Canada things to each other.
No, Marlo, because your conversations with him and my conversations with him are so different. Because you're just like eventually you just start throwing like slurs at each other, and it's just hilarious.
Yeah, that's how it be sometimes.
Yeah, like but he loves calling me 6-year-old because like I'm like we have this giant group chat online of like just like so many thrashers, like young thrashers from all around the world, and I got labeled 6-year-old. It sucks.
That's funny. That's funny. All right, the last question I'm going to shoot at you. So, what would you say is the best part about the thrash scene right now, and the worst part about being in the thrash scene right now?
Zach, go first.
All right. I'd say the best part is that there's such a resurgence coming. There's this whole new wave of these thrash bands, and it's really cool to see all these young, like people like us, like 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and they're really trying to like bring back thrash, as a genre. So I think that part of the thrash scene is really amazing, and I enjoy that. I enjoy seeing, a lot of these great musicians, kind of really trying to bring back the sound of thrash. I'd say maybe the worst part is that modern thrash has evolved just so much. With bands like Havoc and Lich King and Warbringer and Harlot and all these new bands. The sound of thrash is not what it's like from the 80s. The bands are always trying to incorporate the 80s sound, but like what I'm concerned about is like we're still young in the thrash scene, so when we grow up, if we grow up into the thrash scene, what's it gonna sound like 10 years, 20 years, 30 years in the future? Because all these bands like these bands are kind of like like Metallica and Megadeth and everything, they're kind of handing down the thrash scene to us because they're kind of on their way out. They're getting pretty old, so they're kind of handing it down to us, and it's like it's ours now. So we're gonna put our sound and what we want it to sound like into it, and I don't think it'll ever be the same as it is when it was in the 80s, but I'm kind of excited to see the direction it goes in.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, yeah, if you were to look back thrash, 20 years ago versus now, it's just like so produced. Like I'm not. I mean, I love produced thrash records, but I don't know. You can't beat just a really raw album.
Raw, yeah, the raw sound.
Yeah.
Milo, what do you got?
Okay, so the best part is the community. Like everybody's like super nice to each other about it. Like we love supporting each other. It does even like Overkill talks to Zachary, and they're this legendary thrash band from the 80s. And
they talk to you? What? That's awesome.
No, yeah, Overkill follows me, and I just texted them once, and I'm like, "Yo, you guys are cool. Thanks for
on Instagram."
Yeah, on Instagram.
On their page.
Yeah, I asked.
Damn,
I asked
them
like who runs the account, and it's their drummer. What's his name? Rittner. Something.
Damn,
Rittner.
I'll have to message him.
Yeah, but
I thought I messaged Overkill. I thought I messaged them. What the hell?
Yeah, but the community is just like super cool because like we're just like all like the thrash friends. Like I said, we made like a huge group chat and we like throw new ideas at each other, like throw covers, like hey, what do you think of this riff or something like that? And like we never like argue. Like there's like I can't like really think of a band out there that has like feuded besides like Megadeth and Metallica. But like nowadays, like everybody's like super chill with each other. It's like the most positive the world is like right now in a way. But I would say the worst part is location because we're Texans and it's hard. You can't really name a band like besides Pantera, of course. It's hard to like find a band from Texas that, like really made it big.
Right.
Well, Power
Trip. And Power Trip. And like the thing is Pantera. And like thrash scene wise, because like all like the best bands like Exodus and like Metallica, Slayer, classics, Bay Area thrash, and even like new bands now like Phantom Witch and Hatriot, they're all like Bay Area, and like even in Canada, like the thrash scene is like really good, like Annihilator and just a lot of really cool bands. Right. But it's like kind of hard to, I don't know, it could be just me, but it seems like a lot more difficult to like become like a successful thrash band in like just like South Texas,
Yeah, that's that. I feel like that's definitely a unique location.
Because we're more like George Strait and like, stuff like that.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Yeah. Jason, what do you got?
Well, let's one thing I like about the thrash scene now is how everybody comes together. Like Michael said, like, everybody's positive in the community, how everybody's cool with each other, and like how everybody's spitting out ideas. Like, that's what I like about the scene too. But the bad thing about the scene is, you know, I'm not too sure. It's like not too sure. I don't really focus on the bad parts of the scene. I just go with the flow. You
Yeah,
know?
no, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Another thing for me though that I think is like kind of bad, and I'm not saying like on the Thrash part, it's like mainstream music media, like the top hits. You'll see some garbage rap by some dude who just put like something on GarageBand and said blah 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 blah, and then has an instant hit.
Bro,
And then,
like
us
100
Thrashers
gets.
have
That's
to work so
ridiculous
hard.
that they're famous.
Us Thrashers and like
Yeah,
even like
maybe.
all metal and
Yeah.
rock bands have to like work super hard just to get something good out there.
Right.
Mhm.
All these talents, you know, not getting recognized. That kind of sucks.
yeah,
And then like some idiot can sit on his bed and just like record something like speaking into his phone, and he'll like be famous.
Yeah.
yeah. He like speaks into
It's
like
the
a
new
potato
Bach.
microphone.
He says, "I am rich, you are not. I am rich, you are not."
That's the whole
Yeah,
genre.
no,
That's the entire
Yeah.
genre.
that's straight up.
Literally, that's all they do.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's all the
Cool.
questions I got. Here's your time to like promote whatever you got here. Whatever you got coming up.
All right. Definitely go follow us at Invigorator Official on Instagram. Go follow us on Invigorator on YouTube. Definitely stay tuned because we will be having a demo come out maybe
November-ish.
December.
Late November.
Yeah,
Late
either
November
late
or somewhere in
November,
December.
early, yeah, anywhere from November to January. Be watching for that. Yeah, go follow Steel Mage, Revolt, Hacksaw, Hell's Blizzard. Let's see, any
Mortal
other bands?
Backlash.
Mortal Backlash.
Mortal
Yeah,
Backlash.
go promote your friends' bands. Come on,
And Hacksaw.
and Hacksaw, especially Hacksaw.
The Canadian boys.
I gotta check
Absolutely.
that band out. That name sounds intimidating.
Mhm.
They're like the
Yeah.
biggest goofballs I know.
What genre
No,
is
yeah.
that?
They're thrash metal. They're like
Are
they've got
they?
some good '80s thrash metal vibes, like some good like Dark Angel and Evil Dead type stuff, like early Sepultura. So
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you guys came through and we made it happen.
Thanks for
no,
inviting
thanks
us.
for having us.
Good.
This was
Thanks for
a
having
great
us.
opportunity, and we're so glad to be here.
Right on.
It's an honor. You know.
I'll share this up tomorrow.
Sweet.
Nice.
All right. Talk to you guys later.
All right.
Take care.
Later, man.
See ya.
See you, dude.
Hey, Mel.